Namaskar. On 19th February, which is day before yesterday, Singapore announced their budget. They unveiled their budget. Now, there are a couple of things which are very interesting about the budget. The first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is Singapore announced $100, their dollars, Singaporean dollars, $100 to $300 bonuses to every Singaporean citizen. Which means Singapore made so much money that now they are giving back their citizens $100 to $300. Which means every Singaporean citizen who is about 21 years of age, every Singaporean citizen about 21 years of age will get $100 to $300 deposited in his bank account. Achha, now this reminds me of something else. Somebody else had also promised that each Indian will get 15 lakhs. But also, let's not talk about that. Singaporean economy functions like a company. Singaporean Prime Minister functions like a chief executive. While government, other governments, including our own government, where government like ours, and I'm not talking about one particular government, a BJP government or a Congress government, every government, a government like ours, for them budget is, तुम्हारे pocket से कितना पैसा मैं लूंगा, that is budget. Taxes go up, income tax go up, service tax go up, excise go up. Whereas look at countries like Singapore, where what they do is, they do not talk about taking money from your pocket, but they instead thinking of giving money to you. I mean, look at it. Black money मैं वापस लेके आऊंगा. Very good. Black money should come back to India. But has any government ever spoken about the amount of money that public sector units are just wasting? Every public sector unit is in loss. Railways in loss. Public sector units, no accountability. MTNL, look at the state in which it is. Indian Airlines, we all know Air India, we all know what state it is. An organization which is making losses, nobody bothers to convert that loss-making organization to a profit-making organization. If all our public sector units starts making profits, do you know you and I do not have to pay taxes in this country? And that's how efficient government, effective government works. I do understand that a lot of us are going to write in the column below that bhai, Singapore is a small country, we are such a big country, small country it will happen, big country it doesn't happen. The answer is no. It doesn't matter how big or small your country is. If their country is small, their economy is small. Their consumers are less. So ultimately, whatever they have to do, they have to depend a lot on foreign trade. Our economy is big. We've got a huge consumer base. Secondly, our public sector units, unlike Singapore, where they have to depend on other countries to buy their product, for our public sector units, our internal consumption itself is so high that if we actually do good service, the public sector units can make money. Please let me know. Please tell me. MTNL versus Vodafone. Which service is better? What would you prefer? Why do I hear Vodafone? The reason is because while MTNL has got better infrastructure, better equipments, better trained people, but the service that MTNL gives you is zilch versus what Vodafone gives. Why? Because Vodafone's management is accountable to the board. MTNL couldn't care a damn. Likewise, the same thing happened to Air India. The best of aircrafts, the best of trained professionals, the best of pilots, the best of infrastructure. But no accountability. Couldn't care a damn. So the fact remains that it is not about small country or big country. It is about how much a public sector unit can be made effective and efficient. If they are effective and efficient, they make money for the country. They make money for the country, they make money for all of us. Why are public sector units not made accountable? Why doesn't the Prime Minister stand up and say, I will guarantee you that each and every public sector in India will make money? Profits for you. Profits so that you pay less taxes. Profits so that Indian economy develops. You know, there is one more very interesting thing that I noticed in the budget. In fact, I had spoken to a friend of mine in Singapore, a very dear friend of mine in Singapore, and asked him about this budget before I came in front of you and spoke about Singaporean budget, which is technically not much of interest to us, but all the same, I wanted to check a few facts. And one thing that I learned is Singapore has enhanced its housing grant. If young couples buy houses in the proximity of 2 to 4 kilometers from their parents' house, they get a grant of $20,000 to $30,000. So what the Singapore government is doing, it is building a community. It is building a community where they are encouraging children to stay in the vicinity of 2 to 3 kilometers from their parents, which means the parents can go and easily visit them and they can visit their parents whenever it is required. They are preaching the love and affection between a child and their parents. We are teaching a child to hate the next neighbor. My only request to you is when we vote for a government next time, that is in 2019, please don't get just satisfied by saying that मैं बाहर से black money लेके आऊंगा या मैं और tax बढ़ा के आपको और ये दूंगा. Don't get satisfied. Force your politician, whichever party, regardless of what party he comes from, he or she comes from. Force your politician or force your would-be prime minister to promise you that I will make the public sector units in India accountable and profitable. This will ensure that poverty ends in this country. This will ensure that food is on the table of every person in India. Last but not the least, this will also ensure that you and I are burdened less with taxes. Namaskar.